Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry, and Saturday today, and I'm doing a little bit of repairs, actually. The other day I was cleaning with my PMF tool, which is my preferred tool for when I'm using my E600 here. And I was having some problems with the valve was starting to stick, and I ended up switching over to this tool, which we'll talk about in a sec. And I was able to get the job done, and it was me talking. I was just talking. Jesse, go on, get out of here. He's a little excitable. Anyway, so the valve was sticking, and I'll just show you that these are the three tools that I have available. I have the that's enough of that, Jesse. The Sapphire Scientific tool, which I actually didn't have with me. I like the tool, but I don't like it that much. It works well enough. I kind of feel that this is better suited where one is doing a great big section. There's lots of big flat areas and everything. Then it kind of comes into its own. But for detailing, the tool here, the suction and the spray is happening right inside of here because it's an internal jet design, and I really like that. It gives a better nimble, on the corners and everything. Whereas this tool, you can see where the suction is back here, and you've got from here to here where you're going up, up against the deck and the back of the couch or whatever. Anyway, I just find this tool is just a little more nimble. It's a little bit easier to maneuver because it doesn't have this has a heavier hose on it. Well, at least it feels like a heavier hose. But anyway, both tools work, and I'm not saying that this is a superior tool necessarily or whatever. I like having choices, and sometimes I will use this tool, but most of the time I use this one. But I also have this one over here, which I'll show you how that one works. This actually is an internal jet tool as well, although it works a little differently. It's really quite interesting how this works, and I was just doing some changing on this one. But before I get there, I want to show you what I did to the PMF tool, because it was sticking. The valve was sticking, which looks basically like this. And I'm going to open this one up in a second to show you how this pulls apart for you, those of you guys who maybe haven't done this before. But this is what came out. This is actually sits in here, and at the bottom there's a spring, and you can see there's the spring in three pieces. And what happens is, because my machine is heating up to 200 degrees, it will take over fairly short amount of time, actually, probably within a few months, because I do use it a lot. It'll actually take the temper out of the spring, and the spring will just basically break, and then it stops. It doesn't, when you go to pull the trigger, it doesn't push it back out. It jams in the on position. So, anyway, this tool does work a little different, and this is the jet. I'm actually reconfiguring it a little bit. I repositioned the jet, but the jet goes in here like that, and then it'll slide into place here. This is actually a clone of a CFR tool, continuous flow recycling, which I think is a Takane Corporation. I'm not sure. But anyway, and the way it works is the spray actually comes out. See, there's two slots here, and the spray is actually coming out here. And this divider here, you notice it's recessed back a little bit from the actual aperture. So the spray will go across here and then up the suction right here. So it actually works, it's basically working very similar to this. Just I just call it a simpler design, but I guess it is. But it actually does work pretty darn well. And it'll produce dry times of under an hour, no problem, particularly when you have the flow rate adjusted just right. But you can do that with any of these tools by adjusting the flow rate, which I show as I have a needle valve, or you can do it with just a normal shut-off valve on in your pressure line to control the flow, the volume of solution coming out compared to your suction. And this vacuum, this is a 3-stage vacuum here. It's got a good suck. Anyway, I'm going to show you how I'm going to pull this apart. So I've pulled it off the, this is the bracket that holds it in place here, and then you undo the bracket, and then the valve comes off, and then you undo the screw that holds the lever there. I'll just put that together so I don't use that, drop that tiny nut on the ground, hopefully. I'm just going to get that out of the way because I haven't quite put it together right yet. Anyway, so let's open it up and I'll show you how it comes apart. These are all the kinds of things that if you're going to be, you know, operating a carpet cleaning business, you really need to know at least some of the basic things. That was on there good and snug. Oh, I've got it. I just did incorrectly. Hang on a second here. There we go. No, you can. This came in a. Actually, there's the repair kit right there, which I bought for the PMF tool. I'm not positive this is the same, but we're gonna open it up and kind of get an idea. It might be the same kit. I'm not sure. I'm not positive. Okay, now this is gonna pull out. Oh, I think this is different. This is a little bit. I think it's a little bit different. Notice the O-rings in here. These are all. There we go. Oh, yeah, this one is a different one. Oh, there's the spring. See the spring? Let's have a look. Actually, the spring looks pretty good. Okay. Interesting how it's got that. Okay, so this one is I think it's a little bit different design. Let's put that. It'll take some pressure to put it back in place. Here's the other valve. Yeah. Maybe they just changed the design, although this, hard to say. But let's just put it back together. And when I do, I'm gonna, this is actually synthetic grease. Just gonna put a little bit of it on there. Just in the top part. Oop. Oh, that's better. There we go. Yeah. That top one is, the water doesn't go by there. It actually acts as a seal. So the grease isn't going to be getting onto anything, just in case you're wondering. There's our spring. So I think this valve was, fine. I don't think the spring is a problem. Okay, and I'll just tighten that up. Jesse, dog coming by, I think. Okay, now we'll put the, okay, that's moving very nicely now. It was just binding at the top there, where I put the synthetic grease there that freed it up. It's working perfect now. So the obviously the lever goes back in place here and goes like that, and of course the jet goes in place, and then I put it back together. Okay, so now you see, pretty easy, straightforward repair. I don't need to replace that kit, but there's the kit, at least for the PMF tool, which is right here. I think it was like $30 or something, so it's not expensive, not a big deal. This is a part of the things that wear. You know, you're using this thing a lot. I do a lot of furniture, so and this thing gets so hot I can barely hold it. So yeah, over time that will take the temper out of your spring. Okay, so I thought that might be interesting for some of you guys to see a little maintenance and repair. So I put it all back together and make sure I run some water through it and make sure I'm not leaking and stuff, and then we'll be back in business. Okay, thanks for watching. Have a good day.